Why am I even doing this quiz? Well, the Knicks have a huge fan base, and I know many people enjoy watching them. It'll be fun to see how I do, even if I'm not too hopeful. The quiz has 20 questions, and the average score is 13 out of 20, which I think is pretty respectable. This isn't the most popular NBA trivia site, but the people who take these quizzes probably know their stuff. So, let's dive in. Question 1. What arena have the New York Knicks played in since 1968? I knew this one, Madison Square Garden. Could have also typed in MSG, but either way, I nailed it. Question 2. When were the Knicks founded? I wasn't sure at first, but I guessed 1946. And boom, I was right. This was a pretty easy one. Question 3. Who is the Knicks' all-time leading scorer with 23,665 points? Definitely Patrick Ewing, no doubt about it. It's either him or maybe Walt Frazier, but Ewing is the clear answer here. Nailed it. Question 4. When did the Knicks win their first championship? 1970, of course. The Knicks were a powerhouse then, with legends like Willis Reed leading the charge. Question 5. Which player was named the 1970 Finals MVP? I almost second-guessed myself, but I went with Willis Reed, and that was the correct answer. Question 6. How many Knicks players have won the MVP award in team history? This one was a little tricky, but I guessed 1, and I was right. Question 7. Who is the Knicks' all-time leader in points per game? This was a tough one. I had no idea, so I took a shot with Willis Reed, and it was wrong. The correct answer was actually Bernard King. Question 8. Who has the most rebounds in Knicks history? This one stumped me. I couldn't think of anyone besides Charles Oakley, so I took a wild guess and got it right. Question 9. Which player had a surprising run in 2011 to 2012 that won the admiration of fans? This one was easy. Jeremy Lin and his Linsanity run. I was definitely old enough to remember that being all over ESPN. Question 10. Who did the Knicks lose to in the 1994 NBA Finals? I knew it wasn't the Bulls, so I guessed the Houston Rockets, and I was correct. Question 11. Who is the Knicks' all-time winningest coach? I wasn't sure at first, but I guessed Red Holzman, and that turned out to be right. Question 12. In 2011, who did the Knicks acquire in a blockbuster deal with the Denver Nuggets? Of course, it was Carmelo Anthony. Easy one. Question 13. Who was a Knicks point guard during their 1970s championship run? Walt Frazier, hands down. Question 14. In what year did Carmelo Anthony lead the NBA in points per game and finish third in MVP voting? I remember this clearly. It was 2013. Nailed it. Question 15. Which player averaged 32.4 points per game during the 2024 playoffs? This is recent, and I follow the current NBA closely. The answer was Jalen Brunson. Question 16. How many points did Carmelo Anthony score to set the franchise record for most points in a single game? I remember this one clearly. 62 points. That was an iconic night. Question 17. Who did the Knicks face in the 1999 NBA Finals? It was the San Antonio Spurs. Another easy one. Question 18. Who did the Knicks defeat in the 1973 NBA Finals to win their second NBA championship? This one had me guessing the Lakers, and I was right. But I had to type in Los Angeles Lakers, which tripped me up a bit. Question 19. What is the most assists in Knicks history? I wasn't sure, but I guessed Walt Frazier, and I was correct. Question 20. Which Knicks player averaged the most assists per game in their career? I knew it had to be Mark Jackson, and I got this one right too. In the end, I scored 17 out of 20, which I'm pretty happy with. The questions were tough, and there were a couple I didn't know, but I'm pleased with how I did overall. Some of these answers came from my days playing NBA 2K, so shout out to that game for helping me out. Plus, Watching SportsCenter growing up and keeping up with the Knicks definitely helped.